Lydia Esther Thornton's life stands as a powerful testament to the enduring legacy of Afro-Mexican women in the U.S. military. With a unique blend of cultural heritage and determination, she served in the historic 688, the largest group of black servicewomen deployed overseas during World War II. Lydia was the third eldest daughter of Daniel and Transito Perez de Ruiz Thornton. Her father, Daniel, was an African-American postal carrier who later took on the role of caretaker at the Nogales City Cemetery. Her mother, Transito, was a housewife and a spiritual leader in the El Mesias Methodist Church in Nogales, a role that reflected her deep commitment to her community. Lydia's upbringing was marked by her connection to both the African-American and Mexican sides of her heritage, a dual identity that would shape her worldview and experiences. As a child, Lydia attended the segregated Grand Avenue Frank Reed School and later Nogales High School, where she navigated the challenges of being a person of color in a society deeply divided by racial lines. Lydia's story is intricately linked to the larger historical context of African Americans and Mexican Americans in the United States, particularly in the Southwest. During the early 20th century, many African American servicemen were stationed at nearby military bases such as Camp Stephen D. Little and Fort Huachuca in Arizona. Many of these soldiers, who were assigned to the 9th and 10th Cavalries, known as the Buffalo Soldiers, married Mexican women, and through this union, a unique Afro-Mexican community emerged. Lydia's father, Daniel Thornton, though not a military man, similarly married a Mexican woman, Transito, further establishing a connection to this blended cultural group. The history of Afro-Mexicans is often marginalized within the larger conversations about race and ethnicity in the United States. Despite their significant presence in both African American and Mexican communities, Afro-Mexicans have often been excluded from both narratives. The Afro-Mexican identity is an expression of two histories that were formed through slavery, migration, and colonialism, and the ways in which these histories are woven together reflect the complexities of race, ethnicity, and cultural exchange. Lydia's life offers a lens through which to explore these complexities as she navigated her identity both as an Afro-Mexican woman and as a member of a broader racial and ethnic community. Lydia's decision to enlist in the Army in 1943, at the age of 19, came as a direct response to her brother, Corporal Daniel Thornton, who had been injured in the Battle of Guadalcanal during World War II. He returned home from the war, but tragically died in 1946. Lydia's enlistment was not only an act of personal resolve in the face of family tragedy, but it was also deeply connected to her sense of duty to her community and her country. Lydia joined the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps, a unit that provided non-combat support roles for women during the war. But the experience was not simple. As a native Spanish speaker with African American heritage, Lydia faced complex racial and cultural choices within the military. At the time, the military offered Lydia the option to join either the white or the black unit. Due to her skin tone, she was perceived as racially ambiguous, and the Army gave her the opportunity to choose between the two. This decision was more than just a matter of racial identity. It was an opportunity for Lydia to align herself with a community that reflected her values and experiences. Rather than joining the white unit, who would have enjoyed certain privileges and freedoms not extended to black women, Lydia chose the black unit. This unit, later known as the 6888 Central Postal Directory Battalion, would go down in history as one of the most important and often overlooked contributions of African American women during World War II. The 6888 Battalion was a groundbreaking unit composed entirely of black women who played a pivotal role in sorting and delivering mail to U.S. soldiers stationed overseas. At the time, the U.S. military was struggling with a massive backlog of mail that had accumulated, leaving soldiers without vital communication from home. The women of the 6888 were tasked with clearing this backlog, a mission that was crucial to maintaining morale among the troops. The women faced many challenges, including working in difficult conditions in Europe, with little support from the military establishment. Despite these obstacles, the 6888 made history by completing their mission and establishing a legacy that has often been overshadowed by other aspects of World War II history. Lydia's decision to join the 6888 was not just a reflection of her dedication to the war effort, but also an act of resistance against the racial and gender limitations imposed on her. As a member of the 6888, she defied the social norms of her time and paved the way for future generations of women of color in the military. The women of the 6888 were not only instrumental in supporting the war effort, but also played a vital role in challenging the racial and gender norms that had long defined military service. After the war, Lydia returned to civilian life, but her journey did not end there. In her later years, Lydia returned to school and earned a bilingual teaching credential from Immaculate Heart College. She went on to teach in both public and parochial schools, contributing to the education and empowerment of future generations. Her work as a poll worker during elections and as a volunteer for the 1984 Olympic boxing team further demonstrates her deep commitment to her community and her belief in civic engagement. Her translation skills were particularly valuable to the Spanish-speaking athletes, and her role as a volunteer social worker for Latinas and Afro-Latinas highlighted her lifelong dedication to helping others navigate the complexities of American society. She assisted many in understanding and applying for U.S. citizenship, learning life skills such as driving, accessing social services, and returning to school. Her contributions to her community went far beyond her professional life and were a testament to her belief in the power of education and service. Lydia Thornton's life represents the intersection of race, gender, and identity in a way that is often overlooked in mainstream narratives. Her Afro-Mexican heritage, her military service, and her contributions to her community all point to the ways in which the experiences of women of color have been shaped by historical forces, but also how these women have shaped history in return. If you want to learn more about the incredible story of the 6888, check out our full playlist. Just click the playlist link on this video or in the description below. You can also find more videos on our channel all about their mission and impact. And if you like this video and know someone in the military, please share it with them. Thank you for watching.